Yeah, hopefully South African again. Chapter I'm doing right now is called Helen Ziller is actually visionary. Ooh, this one got me in trouble. But keep in mind, this was 2012 to 2014, right? Um, I was more focused on the fact that people like myself, right? I'm an ANC baby. Um, I went to mixed schools, but I was never rich. It was a struggle all the way, furniture getting repossessed and whatever. And I come out talking like I talk. I come out knowing English like I know English, right? I'm rejected. ANC feels like I'm a privileged kid, I'm rich. I've tried to be in meetings, I've been in ward committees, just rejection. If you're not into the chaos where you see on campus, universities, the black political parties are just playing around. There's a lot of drinking. They crashing cars. It's like where they learn corruption basically. If you looked at the SRCs, this is controversial. This is what I saw. Right, just a lot of having fun. A lot of people who can't regulate their emotions. Yes, every now and then you saw a little bit of sparks here and there, but kahle, it was just like a game. It was a popularity contest. So you don't join that, but you're still really interested in contributing. That's why when you're out of university, you try and find ways to contribute, and it's just no respect, you know? So what happens is you see people like Lindy Mazibugo, who I wasn't really a fan of, also can't regulate her emotions. She'd get, worked up too quickly. Then you've got Musi Moimani, who eventually becomes the president of the Democratic Alliance. So the Democratic Alliance had all these kids working, and there were others. There were others that are just on the forefront. And I remember asking this ANC guy when I was really in the ANC, like, hey, why don't you get someone like me to deal with this person? I can do it. I can argue with them on an intellectual political level to where I won the argument, because right now they're defeating the ANC with their things. Julius Malema was calling her a T-girl instead of giving a proper argument against her arguments. Oh, yeah, didn't work out. So I just felt like the fact that she takes all these kids, these Model Cs. Model C is a type of school in South Africa where, when apartheid ended, the white schools had a choice to go public or government, or I don't remember the whole thing, but Model C was the third option, third model, right? So there's a very private one, and so Model C is state aided, but it's a former private school. They just white schools basically. So you come out there with really excellent education for a little cheaper or a lot cheaper than the private schools, right? So they call us Model Cs, back in the day. Then eventually it became clever blacks. Those people are employed by the Democratic Alliance. I talked about the fact that it's very smart of Helen Ziller to do that when she was president of Democratic Alliance, and the fact that it makes me feel good to see black people who are politically aware be active. Right. But then I say I am not sure if her people are progressive. I'm not sure about the political party, Democratic Alliance itself, because there's a lot of racism, a lot of racist tendencies going on there. And over time, we noticed that Muslim Maimane became president, but he hit a ceiling. He left very unhappy. They basically humiliated him, and etc. So I did mention that I'm not sure, as much as they're really receiving and accepting educated black people, I'm not sure if they're really that progressive. But I really am happy to see that they're giving kids employment, because those kids were employed and they end up in parliament and things like that. So yeah, I really appreciated that, and I was alluding to that. But again, it's about love thoughts. Let's get us to think. It's what I'm just thinking, but I like making people think, to just open your mind a little bit and look at what's actually a gap, because the gap is us intellectual black kids generally have a hard time in the ANC, and then also in employment situations. And it's like, where should we go? Why did we go to these schools then if you're going to reject us? It's been one of my challenges, and I've got about 10 friends or more who have had those same challenges until they go to Johannesburg, and it's always with a white boss. And even that has a ceiling, just like with the DA. So it's very what's the word? It's like a logical topic, and it seems to have a very predictable outcome when things go that certain way. Otherwise, I stay hopeful, don't care, we find a way out. Peace.